Oh, I was going to camp.
Going to camp after
The king.
mine, it was.
And the knight stayed behind.
Yes, and I send a quick help to whomever was listening. And also, apparently, there were some thunder strikes getting closer, and that's about as far as we got. Never found out what that was about.
You listen for a second, you can hear him off in the distance.
Mm. 4. Oh.
All right. So, you have Kronos has led you all to a tent. Once you peel back the entrance to the tent, the entire party is now reunited in there. He does have 2 guards posted outside the front door, and you do hear that there's other guards kind of around the tent as well. And he will, nod his head and kind of give a small bow. And I will see you tomorrow to figure out this deal. And he just kind of smiles and leaves.
Yeah, I don't like him.
What do you expect from the Titan of Time?
That's the thing. All of this sounds so familiar, but just can't remember. What was the deal he was talking about? What did that mean?
Him and I were negotiating a deal.
It's a smart negotiating a deal with a god. A grandfather of whatever he is.
I actually believe that I may have given as good as I took.
Sneaky. I like it. The less we know, the better.
Probably.
Waiting for
he was really
some gossip.
If we survive, there'll be a lot of gossip.
I don't know that I would call it mischief, but
no, don't.
I'm trying to save our skins.
Yeah, just the less we know, the more we can deny. Work with that.
Sorry.
Built deniability. Idea considering the position we're in.
You were cutting out. What you say?
I'll get closer to your mic. You were cutting out.
Built-in deniability sounds like a decent idea considering the position we're in. And the food. I'm sure you want.
Let us survive, and we can have the gossip.
So, as you guys talk and start to work through just, the rest of the night, you're on edge. You can hear the soldiers moving around. Probably around 6, 7 o'clock, there's a sharp knock at the tent pole. And what looks like a younger soldier, probably 15, 16. Probably not even quite a soldier yet. He comes in, and he's trying to look all tough. He's trying to, be buff, but you can tell that he's, shaking just slightly. As he brings over a pitcher, sets it on the table in the center of the room, and then he leaves, and then comes in one by one with plates of food. There is a small roasted hog that's kind of put in the center of the table, and then there is some vegetables, some bread, some meat, some cheeses, basic foods. And then he bows, and then he walks off, trying to look again tough, but definitely see that his face is just kind of giving him away.
Wasn't that adorable?
I really
And
want to
all
fuck with them.
macho. Macho
Pressure.
and all that.
I really want to fuck with them, but we got bigger fish to fry. Real quick, meta part for the spellcasters that can change their spells. You can do that right now. It's a new day, so it's long rest. So you can reset your spells and change them if you want to, or keep them the same. Up to you. Sorry.
Yes, you were about to start a new day, so once you eat... Ooh, that was... once you eat, you can hunker down for the night. The cots, they're... Okay. They're definitely not what you've been sleeping in. It feels a little weird. You can hear probably around 8 o'clock, change of guard happens.
Can I... Would there be a way to find out if we're being listened to? I mean, obviously we are probably, but can we have a way to have a private conversation, or is that not like?
You can ask the soldiers.
No, I
You
mean I don't
just-
care about the soldiers. It's the big two.
You're
Big-
far enough away from the tent. They haven't been around. You can hear their voices kind of the other side of the camp. They seem to be kind of avoiding the area.
Well, any plans of how to escape this little mess we're in?
Other than the deal that I was attempting to make, not really.
Oh, we could try to plan something if the deal doesn't work. Or after deal hands out.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I mean,
Yeah, if
I can
we
teleport myself and one more person with me, but that's just two of us, and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna leave two others behind or everybody else behind.
if we try to escape, he might take that as breaking the deal.
Yeah, I mean, when it all goes down, because hoping till everything above and below like is on our side, so that it doesn't break down and we can walk out of this safe and not dead. Then we won't need to. But just in case shit hits the fan, and well, chaos, yay. We need to plan. Does your deal has a limit? Just Jess.
No, as long as we're in this camp. As
We
until
don't cause. That's all right.
until him and I make a deal, we are safe. They cannot harm us.
And as long as we don't cause anything, I would cause anything.
And she kind of nervously chuckles. It would probably be a good idea not to cause trouble.
Got it.
What about
But that
getting
wasn't part of the deal.
What about getting something else to cause? Really?
There are
Not-
ways, but
Not causing trouble wasn't part of the deal, actually.
what were the words specifically? Because I don't want to mess with that.
Until him and I make a deal. Make the formal contract. No harm can come to us. If any harm does come to us, he forfeits his sword.
His sword, as in his weapon, as in his symbol of power?
The Sword of Time, yes.
Shit. Okay.
And he swore that on the river.
Hmm. Okay.
Look up from the plate of food hanging out of my mouth. So does this mean I can stab one of you? Smirk on my face.
I would suggest against it.
I'm just trying to help.
Nobody has a way to get like a swarm of something to just attack this camp so we can maybe get out of here. Anything?
I mean, I do have a swarm that I.
Real quick, DM, is this before we go to sleep on the day we are captured, or is this day after?
Four.
Before? Got it.
Yep.
I close my eyes and I start to do the sending spell, and I start murmuring words, and my message is going to be to the king, to the king, and say, tell him what the deal that Jessara made with Kronos, and
Roll me a concentration. Roll me concentration.
yeah.
As you start the spell,
Hmm?
you feel very heavy resistance.
Hmm?
It's not anti-magic, but whatever your spell is,
Hmm?
it's definitely trying to impress it in the camp.
21.
Go ahead and give me the message.
The message. I tell him the plan, or I tell him the deal that Jessara made. What do we do? Do we?
And you
What
hear
are our
back-
orders?
You hear back very broken up. Only half of your message came through. In only bits and pieces. And even that, it is very difficult to understand.
Get it. I relay them to the rest of the group. So we may not be getting backup necessarily, but doesn't mean we won't be getting any.
I mean, at this.
Mm.
Yeah, when those two popped up, I wasn't really expecting much help. Without like serious like firepower.
It's,
I could flood the camp.
ooh.
The bought all that. But whether it's a good idea to start shit like that is the question right now.
Not right now. Play it by ear. I think that would be the best option for anything. Hey, do we tell them the conversation we had with the kid?
Besides the fact that we found out that they were walking into a trap.
Mm.
I think we kind of figured that out.
I remember what. Yes, perhaps after our situation is over, we should relay that information to them. I think it's. Also, might distract everybody from the matter at hand.
Right. So, I mean, if it helps, and actually, when I was casting the spell, I felt a heavy type of resistance towards it. It kind of like made it almost impossible to send the message through. So if you're gonna be doing spells, hopefully we don't, but if we do, just be aware of that.
all the more reason to not start a fight at the moment.
I don't want to fight them. I'm plenty strong, but a god and another higher entity, not where we're at currently, unfortunately.
All right, and we will go ahead and fade into the night. Sleep comes not so easy. It takes a while for you guys to get some rest, but you will get a full rest. And early morning, 7 o'clock, there's a sharp knock on your door. Again, like that kid enters, drops off food. 30 minutes. We'll walk you over to the main tent. Then he leaves. And you hear the hustle and bustle of the camp, starting back up. The horn blares out. You hear the general's barking orders as, the camp awakens.
Is there anything around us of?
No, it's just the same tent that you were in, and then breakfast consists of some sausage, some bacon, some biscuits, and honey and jams. But nothing of note that he dropped off, just that.
Well, are you all ready to meet our likely end?
Well, if it is our end, let's go swinging.
Well, I'm not dying hungry. If none of you want any of these, they're going in my pockets.
Yeah, just throw them at the fucking gods that are standing.
Hey,
I
food
might.
fights always win.
I wouldn't waste.
Kind of
with
your banter and everything, 30 minutes passes by really quickly, and there's another knock at the door, and this time there's soldiers, and they, draw open both sides of the tent. Come with us.
Time to die. Let's go, people.
All right, let's go.
They will start their process of leading you to the tent.
So, soldier,
Yes?
how does it feel working directly with your gods?
Lord Ares? Wonderful.
Hear that, big guy? You have competition.
Lord Kronos, well, he's not a god, but the sentiment is there, I guess. It's been nice.
Though I am curious, if you have the avatars of your gods, and, well, the other divines on your side, how have you not already conquered the world? Or at least this corner of the world?
Because they have this crazy idea that for some reason this is another. This world is fake and everything was destroyed before and it's all a big conspiracy. Stupid stuff like that. They're idiots. Let them be.
He just rolls his eyes. Ugh. If I could go a day without hearing that gibberish, I'd be happy.
Meh, you chose your side. Stupidity. Can't do nothing about that.
Well, the people that give that gibberish information chose their side as well. Not all of us believe in the same thing. As for your question, Miss, that's something you'll have to take up with them. And he will lead you into the tent, kind of bow his head, and then exit. Again, you see that now there's more guards posted outside of the door. There's 4.
Oh boy, 2 more guards. And they have a god and a titan in there. They totally need them.
Do you ever feel useless, guards?
They're more for intimidation.
Don't say anything.
Remember,
In the room,
not everybody can be gifted in the pants in the lower area of the pants, so they have to pretend to be tough.
in the room itself, there's a table. There's 5 chairs that you can sit down. Sitting in 2 of the chairs on the other side of the table, you can see is Kronos and Ares. On the table is his sword and Jessara's bow. There's some mead sitting on the table as well. Kronos motions. Please come sit. Parthos, roll me or not Parthos, I'm so sorry. Corva. Roll me a charisma check. Charisma save.
Oh, great. Nat 20!
Yeah, you're not.
Okay.
You're not intimidated by the glare at all.
Yeah. I look him in the eye and I just sit down staring at him.
He just glares at you.
I have a smirk on my face.
I wink and blow a kiss towards Ares as soon as I see Corvo smiling.
The minute he does that, I roll my eyes at the amount of overkill that Parthos just decided to do.
I'd be careful. This is Ares talking. I'd be careful. My love is a very jealous woman.
I would comment, but I don't remember. So, okay. As far as threats go, that's actually the nicest threat I've had, I think. I don't know.
And throw a dagger at you.
Oh, that was flirting. That was nothing.
You see Kronos, he'll reach over and pour each of you a glass of mead and hand it to you. Your gods are wonderful hosts, as is your all-father. Let me be a good host to some of his followers.
Not gonna lie, this is nice. Nice change of pace. I'm used to all the torture and, gloom and doom. I can use to this. I need more of this. Good mead.
Could give you more of this, but
Meh. It spoils it when you have it next time. So,
Jessara, did we think about our deal?
Yes, we did.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
I've already stated my terms.
The new ones here that didn't hear it before. Go ahead. It'd be wrong to keep it under the dark, or however he would want to say that.
By his word, Lord Kronos has sworn that no harm will come to us until we strike our bargain.
the bargain being.
A bargain being, that's more what I was going for. Thank you for reminding me of my words.
The bargain being, we walk out of here clean, clear. No harm shall come of us, and should he encounter us in the future, Lord Kronos will seek out no harm against us. In addition, he will restore all of our memories for all of us. In exchange, I tell him who my king worships, and whom my king's sons worship.
So he's asking us essentially to betray, for most of us, the ruler of our land, and possibly a close friend of ours.
Lord Kronos, why do you want?
I wouldn't call it betrayal. I'm simply looking to see who your king worships. King Levian has kept that very close to his heart, as well as his sons. I do know that one of them is an active worshipper of Asmodeus. And the other... Quiet. I don't know much about him. Just want that information. It's good to know what gods people worship. Kind of gives me an idea of their mindset, of their values, what they do in their day-to-day lives. Certain gods want certain things, as myself do I. Just like if you worship a war god, most likely you are in some type of military or mercenary, something like that. You worship a nature god, I'm sure that you're either some type of druid, or you are taking care of the land, so forth.
I cut a good look at Kronos over my mug, but you still haven't answered. What will you do with this? Why do you? We're supposed to hand over some kind to us and served for years. What would you do with it?
Breaking loyalty.
If we're to sacrifice our honor, what would we be other than what we promised Jessara? I think we're owed that enough.
Gave it to you. I'm just looking for information. It's good to know the people that I'm going up against. You know, war is not only a mortal thing. I hope you realize that.
Oh, I
True.
think at this point we're aware.
True.
But I can't help but notice how vague you are with your answer, is what I'm getting at with you.
And unfortunately for you, our gods are war gods. They're warriors.
Yes, I know. I have met your gods on many occasions.
And
So there
Kronos,
you
then
go.
you
We
have
told
to
you we
understand,
worship.
if you've met our gods, you also understand what this does for us in the event of our next departure from this realm. You know of the loyalty that our gods expect of us and the strict they enforce with our loyalty. So we would not only be giving this information while we would enjoy having our memories back, at the same time, we will lose our home in Valhalla and we will be tortured. So you have to understand why we're hesitant to give you this information.
Hell on earth and then hell after our rewards. Doesn't sound kind of good just for getting our memories back. So you have to give us more than that.
Kind of leans back and stares at you for a moment. His eyes, again, they look like galaxies as he kind of takes you all in. And him and Ares kind of look at each other. You see them talking very quietly, but you don't understand the language at all. Corvo, you try, but it's definitely not a language that you know either. One thing to know about war. And
I'll be right back, guys. Someone's at my door.
Oh, then I'll wait then. Okay.
There's so many things I want to tell. Just, things that I know personally that my character right now doesn't know is pissing me off and it's annoying.
What?
Okay, I'm back. The guy taking across the patio thing on the wrong. Okay, I'm ready.
War and how it goes with the gods and people that are in it. Negotiations happen. The mortal realm has their own, as I'm sure, well, you may not know, but King Meltron and King Livian have been in constant negotiations trying to end this, along with representatives from the Confederacy of Independent Cities, trying to find some sort of deal breaker, some way to get an end in sight at some point. But desperate people do desperate measures. They reach out to the gods, to their patrons, to someone, trying to strike a deal. And as you mentioned, your gods are war gods. They know what's going on. They keep a very close eye on what's going on in the world. You have Hugin and Munin who fly over your lands constantly. You have Schleppner who travels the world as well. You have Imager who moves through your seas. You have Loki who takes on many forms and many different names.
Does he give Jessara a look at that?
He does. In many different names, as does they all. But one thing is, when desperate people make deals, things happen. Deals have been made that are now in the hands of gods. Yours and hers. And someone made a deal with myself and with some gods of your lands. And we are here trying to find a way to make it the best deal for us both.
Forgive me, oh mighty Lord Kronos, but hard to believe somebody else's word, especially a word, a entity that I do not worship, nor do I know at this point in time. So forgive me if whatever spiel you had, I didn't trust.
Fine.
Because I don't know you, but something in me doesn't trust you.
It's understandable. I don't trust you as well.
Am I getting any kind of just feelings from just listening to them?
It is striking you just odd. It's like you've heard this field. It's like you've heard this field before.
For better or for worse?
Both. Not the exact words, but definitely this type of situation. You can tell that this is not his first time doing it. There's a lot of things that are kind of playing in the background that you're getting a little bit of hints at, and that's for everyone around. Like Corvo, you specifically, you watch as he speaks. Ares does listen, and he's quiet, which is kind of odd.
Right, fair enough. Say you need us. Fair. We're just random people who have died and come back. Special, but people have done it before. But why us? I get Corvo. Well,
Now here's
big
the
and,
thing.
big and jolly over there, and him have a thing apparently. But why us? What's so special about us?
Here's the thing. Yes, people have done it before, under different deities, and under different pantheons. It is The last time that I remember someone coming out of the depths of Valhalla was eons ago. This is not normal. And your gods do a very good job at keeping the dead dead. And yes, Corvo and Ares have their moments. Corvo was a very active worshipper of Ares. But as for the why, well, I need a deal before I give you back those memories.
See, that's cop out. I don't care about my memories. I can make new ones. It's fine. No, that doesn't answer the question. Why us?
Why us for this specific situation, or why you were brought back to life?
Why us? Why you chose us to break our loyalties to not only our king, but also to our gods, to our faith, our very existence. Minus
You've done it
Corvos.
before.
We've done it before. Is that what you just said?
It is.
You know, I could believe myself doing something like that with the way that you guys are treating us right now.
Look at that. We had excellent lives before. Who knew? Well, apparently everybody did except for us, but whatever. Huh.
Now, it was never betraying loyalty. There was other things, but you have done things like that before. You were very loyal to your king and your gods and your party. But other things happened.
Death.
Very well, I will add one further stipulation.
Alright. What is that stipulation? I can see if I decide if I agree on it or not.
You will not harm us. You will not bring command or indirectly bring us harm in the future. This was already on the table. But I would also ask your boon. You ask us to betray our gods.
I don't really see where you're getting a betrayal from, to be perfectly honest. You keep saying betrayal. I have not asked you to betray your gods. I have not asked you to grovel down and curse the words of Odin and whatever gods you worship. I'm simply just asking for information.
We do jeopardize our eternal rest, however.
I understand that, but you also... Your gods are war gods. To give us a take, to take us to give. Information comes and goes. It flows constantly.
Yes. So we are trading information for information, yes.
Yes, and your gods have done very similar things. It is not betrayal that you are just giving some information, one for the safety of yourself, and maybe even for the betterment of whatever this happens.
I stand up, slam my hands down on the table. My tail is up, full point behind my head. Giving you that information is betrayal, information the king would not give himself.
And that is betraying the king. It is not betraying your gods.
In turn, it is betraying our gods because as the king would not give you the information himself, we are handing over his life to our gods. That is the same thing. Sweet Kronos.
Lurka.
No,
I
please
would
let
ask.
her go. That's not.
I would
Let
ask
myself
that we
get
let
that.
calmer minds continue the negotiations.
What did you
Back
say?
down in my chair, cutting my eye.
Say, Jess?
I asked that we let calmer minds continue the negotiations.
Slam myself back down in my chair, my tail just whipping back and forth. I am just ready to fight, but I know just is right, and I keep my mouth shut. So I'm just going to drink.
You will, Lord Kronos, you will refrain from bringing harm to us, whether by your own hand or indirectly. But I would ask your boon. Because if we were to betray the trusts, the commands of the King of Laredon, we would need a measure of safety against any recompense that might come of that. So yes, I would ask your boon.
Understandable. Know that a boon is something very sacred to give. There is only one person in the last 100 years I've given a boon to.
You ask us for much, therefore we ask for much in exchange.
Not only that, forgive me if I'm wrong. Given my current memory, possibly. Are you the leader of your pantheon,
Oh, no.
or am I wrong?
No. No.
Hmm?
I am the grandfather of the leader of this pantheon. Zeus.
The father,
Father.
not grandfather.
Sorry, father. Yes, I'm the father of the leader of this pantheon. Lord Zeus rules over Olympus and the rest of the gods. I was specifically called down, though, by a request. Like I said.
See, I
I've
say
been
that.
wondering. I've been wondering. Why would the great and mighty God of war himself have to call on his old grandfather for help?
It was not Ares that called for help, but nice job.
Shot.
Hmm. Interesting.
So, Lord Kronos, will you agree to my stipulation? Will you agree to my terms?
Sits back and, he's spinning a dagger. Definitely not threatening, just something to do in his hands. As he thinks. Stand up and he will exit the tent from behind him. And as the tent kind of closes, you see as he kind of steps to the side, there's someone standing there outside who's in a dark robe. And it's kind of pulled up, not like fully, but you know how like some people get like that bunched up hood on the back of their neck. Just kind of, and that's there, and you can see just the start of a jawbone as the tent closes behind him.
But
Ares is still there, by the way.
yeah. Did I get a catch a sight of whatever the fuck that was, and could I recognize it, or is this still one of the things that, because of the memories, I can't recall?
Try. You can try history.
Today's. That's a big ton.
I mean, you were able to like see, but you don't really recognize.
Was it human or did it look inhuman?
It definitely looked human.
Did I recognize anything? Do I get a roll history?
Yes.
Did you say something before you said that he left the tent because it like cut out for a long time?
He just said, well, excuse me for a moment, and then he left the tent.
Oof. I got an 8.
Same thing.
So, you are a god of
Four.
love.
Four.
You shouldn't look like part. Why are you here? We see what he wants. What's your interest in all of this?
If you
I'm
want to go
pretty sure
god,
it's me.
if you want to go god of love, it's more goddess, which is
Oh.
my girlfriend.
Oh.
She's the goddess of love.
See, I'll feel like I should be offended. I should be embarrassed, but I don't remember. So, good to know.
For being here, like he said, he was called on, and I was called upon also.
So you're not here because you want to be here.
Right.
Oh, right.
I could care less what happens, but I'm here on the request of someone.
Who would that someone be?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah,
I
I
would,
actually would.
All of us would.
I'm not held to the standards of the deal. That is Kronos and Kronos alone.
Huh. So who is?
So you don't give two shits what happens about me? Then I'm.
No.
Oh, cool. My worship me.
I mean, if you want me to, I can. I figured once you came back to life, you have an option of finding if you want to stay a devoted follower or move on.
Well,
I'm not going to force you to follow something that you don't want to. Maybe a god, but I am not cruel in that way.
So this goddess of love, is she beautiful? Stories must be.
shut up! I swear to.
History
I swear
must be
to anything.
Look. Fair, but I don't remember. I need to know.
We're not in a position for you to think of with your dick instead of
I'm
your
not
head.
thinking about my dick.
You clearly are.
Yes. Aphrodite is a very, very beautiful woman.
Like you literally see him just write stuff down on a notebook, like legitly, almost like scholarly, just writing stuff down.
Being the goddess of love and beauty, though, is she the most beautiful?
Of course she is.
How? Question.
You almost see like a little, like you see just a slight bit of fear in his eyes as of course she is.
I think you actually hit a nerve. Keep asking him questions.
Question though. See, the thing is, gods, you yourself are quite good looking. No, it's not that way, Corvus. Hush. There's a point to this.
The fuck are you saying now?
Shush.
Oh, God.
How can you say that she is the most beautiful, to your opinion, but aren't gods supposed to be like the epitome of
epitome,
whatever, of perfection, of beauty, of whatever? So how can one say such and such is the most when you could be that and another person could be that? It just
About my girlfriend, wife, whatever you want to call her.
so you're whipped. Got it.
She is
Fair
the
enough.
most beautiful woman out there. Or a beautiful man. Or a beautiful creature, depending on what she wants to be.
Good to know.
So you're saying your girlfriend pegs you?
On the off
Hey.
someone
Let it be.
decides to say that someone is more beautiful than her. Well, let's just say that things have turned into does, and just ended up.
Well, you haven't met this idiot yet, it seems.
You literally just look at him and he's writing down stuff on his notebook.
Or kind of as you guys start talking, probably halfway through that, you see Kronos will step back in again, kind of blocking the doorway, but you get a glimpse of someone in a cloak outside the tent. He comes back inside.
Can I take a look at who it is?
Sure, you can try and roll me a perception check.
I had that and that. Plus 4, plus 2, plus 3. 27.
Again, you glimpse of the cloak, and then you can see kind of more of a neck and a jawline. Looks androgynous, you're not exactly sure. Kind of definitely down the middle. His cloak has what looks like beautiful gold detailing going up the side and up the everything of it. And you kind of get a glimpse of a scar that's running from the bottom of his chin up to his ear. And Joe, my friend, check your messages.
Do I recognize this person at all?
No.
Okay.
There you go.
Might I ask who your companion out there was? Lord Kronos.
Just someone that someone I had to talk with is all. Sits back down.
And almost with a teasing tone. Don't tell me that you had to ask permission.
Of course not.
So here's a confusion thing for me. Yeah, you're here making a deal and all that jazz. If you're not the leader of your pantheon, how can you speak for your pantheon if you're not in charge? I don't get that.
God politics and all that.
Again, that's the cheap
Sounds like
answer. Escape.
And I will gladly give you that cheap answer. That is hours upon hours of diving deep into war politics and things of that nature that we really don't have the time about. I mean, if you really want to listen to it, I can take you into a personal pocket dimension where you are safe until a deal is made, and I can teach you all about war politics. For however
Oh, I bet she would love that. I think that's a
Actually,
great idea.
Maybe not war politics, but more about your people. Very interesting.
I mean, should you? And he kind of like raises a hand, and you see what looks like magic starting to form. I mean, I can easily just take us there right now if you so want.
See, that's really creepy. I don't.
And you're not?
Mention that you can control where we will be disconnected from our own Patreons. You see where that's...
I call it a pocket dimension. That might not be the right word for it. It is in between planes, as mortals would be able to understand it. Your gods can still connect with it. You are not disconnected from reality. It's just until the deal is made, and if you want to talk war politics before the deal, then by all means, we can.
I continue to write down stuff in my notebook. Well, every once in a while, giving Lorica a side glance, which she knows what it means.
For the boon.
Blushing
What
over
I'm gonna burn that
the
thing one of these days.
As for the boon, what exactly are you wanting out of it? I need details. before I even agreed to something.
Well, we need details too, and you're not giving them to us.
I gave you as many details as it was needed.
No, that was crap, and you know it. That was literally do it because I said so, and that's it. No, nothing. You're essentially asking us on blind faith, yet we do not know you. We do not worship you. We know nothing about you. Ergo, crap. And you know it.
Chuckling while I'm in full petty swing still.
Mhm.
Ask away then. Have very specific questions, apparently.
Corvo, go for it. Take the floor.
I was just trying to.
Yeah, me too. Didn't work out.
Do you not have those questions?
Well, to be fair, you put us on the spot, so give us a minute.
I look at Jessara with a help me look.
I wasn't the one with questions.
As for the person outside, that is someone I have known for a very long time. No, I was not asking for permission. Updated on the situation. He puts his full trust in me to do this as needed.
Actually, I do have a question.
Go for it.
What's with the deal of, not necessarily a deal of, but talks, theories, stories of the fact that apparently this world is a cover-up for the old one. What does that even mean? Apparently our pantheons are fake and false or whatever have you. What does that mean? As you can see, I am a bard, and horny as he may think he says I am, knowledge is what I seek. It's interesting to me.
Cult has their own weird theories of how the world came to be. There are temples from the time, generations from before that were lost in memories and things like that. Just stories, families die out, their heir is gone, and the slays something. And some person, generations after, finds it and goes off on theories about what it might be. There's not anything in particular. We are the ones that created this world, and we are the ones that made this what it is. There is nothing before it.
See, I believe you. I understand that. But crap, again, there was people within your camp. Maybe not all of them. Granted, everybody has their own opinions. But from what I've gathered, some believe that from your camp, from your pantheon, that there was something else behind time. And you being the god of time, whatever the hell you are, of time, shouldn't you know?
I tell you from my own experiences and from the time that I was there, from the time now, we are the only ones that have been here.
Oh, fair enough. So your people have spilled bullshit. Get it? Thank you.
So you believe him when it comes to something like that, but you don't believe him when it comes.
Oh, I believe everything he's saying is crap just to get our attention and gain our favor. But there's some truths in that. What they are. Mm-hmm.
Pause. Hold on.
I'm going to run and pee while DM paused. I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
Okay.
I want to bring that back. I want to speak out and say that we're going to trust a guy who got caught up by his children. Oh, with his own scythe, but I can't. Ah. Unfair.
Yeah, and that guy outside is giving off some vibes.
That person outside possibly be. This is just a complete guess. What was the name of the person? The Oracle.
Oh. I was actually thinking of Thanatos.
Well, that's the only thing that came to my mind. But from my
Yeah, because I got some deep dread of death and dying from that guy, and
Okay, I'm back.
The girls pee fast. Huh.
Helps that I've
So-
had my bladder smashed by and take my I sneeze and I pee.
Sad.
I'm sure your
so
mom's mentioned it before.
Nope. I
mine has.
Mama King's a little more modest.
no. She says it. I'm like, oh my god, nope. Out one ear, out the other.
Laugh.
Alt
You
delete,
you
alt
sneeze,
delete.
you pee. You breathe, you pee.
I work at a hospital, so
You've seen it
You
all.
get peed on all the time.
get shit on and throw it up on, and
I got the poo
Every-
on me.
I've been everything on, and it's just like, oh, lovely, going right now. Okay.
You get like halfway through your shift, you finally get to sit down for like 3 seconds, and you look down, it's like, that poo or blood on my shoe? And then you go about your
Sometimes
shift.
it's both.
Yeah,
That's both.
yeah, I feel that. Oh, I do not miss being a tech.
And some days, not even my nose, like stuffed up with allergies, does not help at all.
Oh no, there's some smells.
Some smells, you just
My partner and I
Yeah, I
got to the
can't.
point that we would put a brand new piece of spearmint gum in our mouths anytime we had to go into a skilled nursing facility or anything like that, because we're like, we're gonna smell as the poo.
Yep.
And we've had
One
patients that have been mad about their situation. It's like, we're just taking you somewhere else, but okay. And they'll like purposely shit themselves during transport. And I looked at one the other day and I was like, joke's on you, bucko. That's not my job. So I just put a
I've
new
heard
piece of gum in
one-
my mouth and transported.
There's one trick where you put one of those like mint toothpaste right under your
Yes.
nose, put a mask on, and then that will.
Thieves
Help.
oil does. Thieves oil will do it in a pinch too, especially if it's like a wound. Like if it's like a necrotic wound or whatever, like that wound smell, thieves oil will help mask that smell. And if you smell raw coffee grinds, like you like put your nose down in those or a cup of like coffee beans or something, it'll take that like linger out of your nose for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had
Some
to
days-
go world creator to world creator. So,
You good?
yeah.
We
So-
were just theorizing of who the person was outside.
And talking about getting poo on us when we were.
Oh, don't remind me.
Man, I'm so happy that I
Guess
don't
that
have
was-
experience with this. I just get to get yelled at by customers.
Yeah.
What do you say, Corvo?
I just said I get to get yelled at by customers. I'm so happy I don't have an experience like this.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. He just, he nods and. Do you have more questions?
I don't think so.
You were so ready to ask me a question saying that you don't know who I am, yet you just don't ask questions.
Well, yeah, that, and also you put us on the spot. You know, it was like, oh shit, I didn't think we were gonna take it. Good on you.
Why wouldn't I? I'm trying to make this deal go smoothly.
Honestly, you have a lot more patience to deal with a jackass like me, and the hot, bothered tiefling beside me. So props.
I'm still just like death stare at Kronos. If looks to
Zeus-
kill, I'm just imagining burning him alive.
Zeus, mind you, Zeus and Hera are my children. I've seen worse.
You say names, but I don't.
Probably eaten worse
I don't
too.
know.
Yes, I have.
Well, perhaps if you would restore our memories, we would be able to come up with more appropriate questions.
Well, you didn't want any. You wanted to ask questions first, kind of motioning to Corvo and Parthos before we even made the deal. I still had questions of why you wanted that, of
Honestly,
the exact
though-
details of the boon, but they had questions they wanted answers first. I was giving them the floor.
The details as to the boon. You are the Titan of Time, correct?
That I am.
I would like the boon to get to have a modicum of that power. Should we need it?
Shouldn't.
We shouldn't.
I may be a Titan of Time. I may have watched people use their magic for things. Some people don't like necromancy. I personally don't really have an issue with it to an extent. Time manipulation. Something I really do not trust in the hands of mortals.
It would be limited, of course. We are mere mortals.
I could give you a one chance dying need to reverse the last minute. That's about it. I'm not going to give you anything more. I don't feel comfortable giving any of you more than that.
Oh,
And
but
even-
we
and
feel
even
comfortable
so-
giving you information that we don't feel comfortable about. That's okay. But when you're giving something that you don't feel uncomfortable, that's not okay.
I mean,
See what I mean? See what I mean?
Sure, if you want to play it that route, then fine. You can't change the entire world if you so choose. If you want to get into time manipulation, just know that your memories may go with it, parts of your soul may go with it, your families may go with it. There is a chance that you go back too far and all of a sudden your family doesn't even know who you are anymore. Your friends don't know who you are anymore. You go crazy, things like that. It's not because I'm uncomfortable with it in the sense of I just don't want to give it to you. I'm looking at a bigger picture than the immediate response. Time manipulation is something that is not to be taken lightly.
That's why I propose a ring. Or a tattoo. Something that can't be removed from us without our willingness. Give us 3 uses. We reverse 1 minute. Enough to help ourselves in a fight. Enough to reverse a decision gone wrong. But not enough to rewrite our existence.
You see, kind of as he starts to say something, he stops.
Because let's face it, Lord Kronos. Retrieving our memories is a paltry task for you. Yes, it's valuable to us.
Meh.
But the mere seconds it would take you to accomplish your end of the bargain is hardly a sacrifice on your end.
As far as you know. Sure.
However,
Wait, how does that work? Aren't you
granting us a modicum of your power, limited though it may be, that is a bargain I am willing to strike.
I was to give you this. I am not responsible for what the Norns do.
I wouldn't expect you to be.
I'm not responsible for the Norns intervening themselves, keeping the balance of reality. They let you get away once. Mind you,
So
we
even-
are watching you carefully.
So even they don't know.
Changing the fate of something upsets. What do you call it? The web? I think that's what yours is. It upsets the web.
Mm-hmm.
I am not responsible, whatever the outcome of that is. I have seen in my many eons two people play around with fate. And I give pity to what the Norns did to them.
You speak of us returning again in Mimwatch. We are aware of Mimwatch. We don't even know how we are back. How are we back? That has nothing to do with the memories. It has nothing to do with the deal. But that's the question that everybody apparently wants to know.
Something gave you a second chance.
But nobody seems to know what.
Someone is holding it close to their heart.
Fair.
Holding your cards close.
Would you happen to know if they're of the gods or the God, what are they called? Not devil lords. Fuck.
The Lords of Hell?
Thank you.
I will give you this information for free. One place to start looking, I would assume, is going to be the one that knows all or the one that sees all.
Huh.
Maybe they have some idea. As for the boons, I'll give you 2, not 3. In return, you tell me like I said, in return, you still tell me the name of the god that your King Levian worships, and that his 2 sons worships as well. Any of their names.
If we have the information, yes, we will give it. I will give it. I will give the name of who my king worships.
King Levian. Say it, please. Specifically, King Levian.
You see just the smallest flinch on her face.
Say, in return for my memories and the boon, I, Jessara, will tell.
In return for my memories, the boon,
Quick question.
and the safety of my friends here. I haven't forgotten that.
Hold on, King. Safety of your friends. I, Jessara, will tell Kronos the name of the gods. God. Or goddess. That King Levian and his 2 sons, his blood son, Helmala, and his adoptive son, Gethmar, and who they worship. And pause. Okay, you had a question?
Yes, actually, two questions. One, where is Jessara compared? Where's she sitting compared to where I'm at?
Jessara?
Uh-huh.
That's up to you guys, depending on where you wanted to sit down, the order in which you want to sit.
I would imagine that we're sitting fairly close to each other because the party would be on one side of the table and Kronos on the other.
Okay. The other question, the other part is I guess a two-parter. The deal specifically that Jessara made for us to stay here, and that deals with the sword and the bow, is that we will be safe as long as we're under his camp protection, whatever you want to call it. And that the guarantee for that for both of them is the both the sword and the bow, correct?
Say again?
The deal that Jessara made with Kronos was for us to stay here safe until the deal was made, was that we will be safe and protected, correct?
No harm will come to
Right.
will come to us until a deal is stricken.
Okay.
And once that deal is stricken,
That protection goes off.
Kronos himself will turn a blind eye anytime that you cross his path.
That is not what Jessara has proposed at this point. Actually,
What are you proposing then?
she specified that he will not harm. He will not directly or indirectly bring harm to herself or any of her friends.
He will not do any of that. That's what we were talking about. You will never hear that if harm comes to you, this is DM talking to you, you will never hear that harm comes to you under the name of Kronos, no.
But the deal is that he would not directly or indirectly harm Jessara or her friends.
Like I said, you will not get any harm under the name of Kronos, whether that is indirectly or directly.
You just said that we wouldn't hear that it was from his name.
I think meaning like he's not gonna because under his name would be sent someone after us. Understand? So he's not gonna
Yeah, he can't send anybody after us.
Correct. He will not send anyone after you, nor indirectly send anyone after you. He himself.
And that is what Jessara was proposing.
That's fine. He himself will not directly or indirectly send anyone after you.
Got it. Thank you. That changes things that I wanted to do.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Town.
Just seeing who you're texting.
Don't worry about it.
I have a very, very bad feeling about this.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
So, come to your friends, directly or indirectly under my name. You will tell me who King Levian and his two sons worship.
Should I have that knowledge? Yes.
Should you have that knowledge? Yes.
In return, myself, my friends, will not come to any harm by you, directly or indirectly.
Before we continue, any of the gods' names will do. Any of their different names. Odin goes by many. He's the Allfather, the Watcher, the Raven, so forth. Loki has his own. Lady Helen has her own as well. Any of their names that they are called would be fine.
At this point, the knowledge of who King Levian worships, is that known to us? Or was that something
No, it
we
is
knew
not.
before our
We don't
plans
know.
got fucked? Okay.
You're not sure yet.
Okay.
Continue on.
In exchange for the memories of myself and my friends, in exchange for your oath not to bring harm upon us, whether by your own hand or by indirect means, in exchange for your boon, in specificity,
Specifically,
in specifically the form of an irrevocable and an irrevocable
A ring. How about that?
ring, something that cannot be taken, but one that specifically cannot be taken from us. That would give us the ability to twice rewind time. 1 minute.
And you see him kind of like lean up and put his one elbow on the table, and he will reach his other hand out.
In exchange for those things, should we have the information, I will tell you who King Levian and his sons worship.
He just holds a hand out.
Specifically, his one heir, blood heir, and his adoptive son, Gethmar. Which gods they worship. Do I have that all correct, Lord Kronos?
You do.
I'm sitting over to the side and I just pull my feet and arms and my.
Continues to hold a hand out.
Kind of glance around to the rest of the party.
I look back at her, giving her, trying to convey, to say don't. I don't know how to say it.
But you're making it clear on your expression that you don't like this.
Yep.
I'm very, very worried about this. Like,
Before I shake that hand, Lord Kronos, I would ask that you give us our moment to confer. You had your moment to confer, of course. I would ask that you give us the privacy and the time to give to conference between ourselves. I think it is only fair.
He nods and will draw his hand back. Of course. And he will exit the tent
And I do mean privacy.
he will exit the tent. And so will Ares.
Are all the guards gone?
There are guards outside, but they are further away. They are within the general perimeter of the tent. They're not letting you leave.
Okay.
As soon as they walk out, I throw my God damn it, my loot at the ground as far as I can. Fuck.
And you see Jessara just kind of half melt, just like, oh
This deal is
god.
wrong. Whatever it is, look at our instrument. Look at. I point at my instruments. Look at it. It's wrong. It's decaying. It's. I have
Wait,
a,
nothing looks wrong on it.
right, but I'm telling like my feeling about it though.
Yeah.
It's unnatural.
But that is not the fault of Kronos.
No, it's something else.
And I think,
I
and
don't
I
like
do
this.
wonder if we do get our memories back. What might we remember about what happened before?
I don't think it's worth it.
I don't. I do question the worth of the deal. However, I also question if there is any other path out of this.
Something for the party, and this is DM to party. The option is. I figure out how to word this. The option is there to back out. Just things will happen if you do. That's all I'll say about it.
There are consequences
To both.
either side we go.
Look,
What I did is try to leave as much loophole as there as I could.
You bought us
Sorry.
time, and that's important. Right now, honestly, are her memories worth getting back? No.
That
Can
boon
we
is
get-
worth something, though.
It is, but not to this extent.
I'm kind of worried about that other guy out there.
Why?
Something about him is just wrong.
Nah, shit. Now we got that person too. Fuck.
I'm just like shifting in my chair, like my skin is crawling. I am just incredibly uncomfortable in the entire situation. You guys watched me go from scowling to fallen. I'm just not saying shit.
To get a drink, feel free to converse because I'm gonna take my headphones off.
Either way we look at it, we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. On one option, we give away the info. However, if we are in a pickle when it comes to our allies and the people who we worship. Minus Corvo, granted, but it's still allies that we need in this time. If we don't get our memories back, which is fine. That should stay dead, and our memories with that should stay dead. Are they useful? Yes. Could it reveal many things? Yes. But my question is, it happened for a reason. Though we don't have our memories back, it's also part of that reason. Are they necessary for us? Yes. But we can make new ones. They're not required for us to exist, to be who we are. Some things, not even memories can take away. The fact that he's here and so positive that his deal is going to work out. I don't like it.
Shaky voice. I want to.
I think we all do.
Yep.
Man, it'd be great if something decided to just cause a distraction right now, but I highly doubt that's going to happen.
I suddenly reach out my hand towards Lurka.
Jump. I'm like freaked the fuck out.
So I feel like this is our best option out, as bad as it is.
You're right.
If we say no to the deal, the previous deal is off. Because it was until we discussed the bargain. This is the bargain. If we say no and do not have a measure of protection going forward, Kronos could strike us down where we sit.
You're right.
You got 5 minutes. I'm gonna shift myself into the other chat.
Okay.
Yeah, but even if we do make that deal, I'm worried about that other guy doing something that's
Harry?
outside.
Or the cloaked guy.
Cloaked guy. Because
I
I'm
don't have
really
any
getting
promise on who he is.
yeah, but I'm getting the death and dying vibes on him. Like heavy.
I don't
death
like
and
it.
dying.
I don't like it, but I don't like either option that we have.
The thing is, though, Kronos promised that he won't do anything, whether intentionally or unintentionally, on his name. That doesn't guarantee Ares. Doesn't guarantee the other guys.
That's assuming he
No, it
sends
doesn't.
them after us.
Mm,
He can't
They-
send them after us if we make the deal.
No, he can't
He
send them,
can't,
but if
but they can decide to do it on their own.
exactly.
They can themselves, but there's nothing we can do about that. Even if we say no, all of them could come after us.
And even if we say yes, all of them could.
Okay, so if we say yes, we are highly risking our current allies to essentially abandon us.
No,
That is a
no, you're not.
I mean the king and the knights.
No, you're not. I am. I'm
You're
making
part of
no
our group. You're not. We're even if you do, we're not leaving you.
I'm making the promise.
Unfortunately, we're yes.
Let me do it. I'm the one who doesn't give a shit about any of these people, quite frankly.
Negotiation was that Jessara would give.
Yes, it was.
You guys seem to care about having his trust more than I do right now, so I'm giving you an out.
Fair, but if we don't
But the
say out
bargain
loud,
was specifically Jessara would. I'm pretty sure at this point Kronos is tired of our negotiation. Even he only has so much.
I'm tired of both of them being cranky old bastards, and I want to chop both of their heads off. We don't always get what we fucking want.
I'd like to join you in this the day we do this, Corvo.
I'll get
Oh,
my shot in too.
I will be right there with you.
Okay, yeah,
Corvo
but
gets first swing.
yes, he does, and last swing possibly too. Here's the thing, too, though. If we don't, there's also a high chance that we're gonna get stuck in here and hurt, but also buys time for the king to not necessarily just him, but our to get help to get us out of here.
I'm not sure that it does give us any time, because as soon as we say no, all deals are off. It doesn't buy us any time.
And if if the deal is off, then we go guns blazing. If we go down, we go down. But I'm not gonna let you essentially throw your neck out and possibly really lose your allies and your friends and your protection. I'm not. I don't remember who you are. I don't remember who any of you are. But my gut is telling me to trust you. Each and every one of you.
Many of us have enough distractions that could get us out. I mean, I've got a wall of fire I can throw up, and I can throw some bugs at people, but I don't
If you
really
did-
have much else. Oh,
Yep.
Jessara. Pray. Oh, sorry. Said.
What? Elo?
Hold on.
Ooh, shit. Okay.
What happened?
Prayer time.
What? What am I missing? Where?
Prayer time. No, Jessara is praying. That's what I think. That's the last thing Geth said.
yeah, I think so.
So shit's about to go down. I still want to say, name the god that King Levium worships. I still want to say it's Heimdall. It's Heimdall. There, he got it.
It's your mama.
Gaia.
Have it be where he was
But
the
for
one
real.
that called down Kronos. Yeah. Probably that makes sense, but still.
I'm over here like digging through my spells, like, all right, what could I possibly throw
Yeah,
up for a distraction so we can just run like hell?
Yeah, because I was listening to the question because I wanted to like cause harm because he said I thought the deal was that no harm would come upon us.
Oh, like
And
generalize.
Yeah, and the sword
Yeah.
will be part of the deal. So I wanted to hurt either myself or on the sword, like cut myself, or
I
shoot a
think that was part
spell
of the
at
initial plan for the bargain.
Mhm. or shoot a spell towards Jessara and have it damage her.
Yeah, I think that was part of the original plan
Mhm.
for the bargain, but I think Jessara had to pinpoint it a little more with the direction that she wanted
Yeah.
it going. I feel
Yeah,
like
it was.
Jessara's got some shit planned. So that's the only part of why I'm like, all right, let's go with it. Because I really think Jessara's got something. Anyone in the party is witty enough to pull this off, then it's just even just
Yeah.
based on her character and everything like that. Like she's she's a rogue, isn't she?
No, she's a fighter.
Oh, she's a fighter. I thought she was a rogue.
No, she's a fighter. She's a fighter class.
She's just got the way of work. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd be okay following her with it because like I said, I think she's got something and it seems like she does.
My tactic was just stall until we got
Right.
help because
Honestly, I think it helped open a little more information too, even
mhm.
as long as the negotiations hours. We're still working on negotiations. It opened decent amount. Did get a good amount of information, even with being as vague as he was.
Yeah. Now we got a point of direction to find someone to talk to.
Yeah.
I mean, now we know go look for Heimdall. That's gonna be a fun interaction between me and him.
Why is that?
When Ragnar comes, both Loki and Heimdall will be the last to survive until they succumb to each other's wounds that they inflicted upon each other. Loki will die to to Heimdall, and Heimdall will die to Loki, and their last when they die is when Ragnarok ends.
Yeah.
With like the sons of what is it? Thor surviving along with a couple of other gods, which is why I'm saying the interaction between me and Heimdall is going to be interesting. But
Yeah.
Heimdall's
hmm
bass player Ragnarok. Remember his name, but he's fucking hot.
It is
should
all-
be James Bond.
Yeah, because Heimdall and Loki fucking up. That's stated prophecy.
Mhm.
It's actually Heimdall's half brother.
See, I didn't know that. I just knew that Thor was born out of Odin and an Earth goddess or an Earth goddess, right? Or
Yes.
am I wrong?
Jord, if I remember.
Mm. And then the war with what was it? What do they call the Aesir and the Vanir started.
Yeah, my goddess Jord. I had to think
Mhm.
about it for a second. Yeah, my goddess Jord is the actual mother of Thor.
Mhm.
Marvel's just like, oh, it's Frigga. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah,
It's like that's his stepmom.
that came after to end the war between them, and Odin
Mhm.
just searched for more knowledge because he's a knowledge whore. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
And then through Frigga,
whether
Baldur, and then his brother. God, what's his name? Blind dude. Kills Baldur with a spear of mint. I think it is. No. God, what's his name?
Od
Thank you.
them with Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Are Jess in different chat?
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought there was gonna be something else going on with Ares and me, but there's
Yeah,
not.
he's
I think there is. He's not
kind
telling me anything.
of that. I was kind of expecting something to happen.
I
Ares.
think
Bullseye.
I think Ares has another angle.
I was why would the god? I was gonna say, why would the god of war voluntarily have Kronos helping him with this shit?
Mm-hmm. When Ares is also aware that Kronos is a Titan, and
Yeah, since when did they get along?
exactly.
Since
Probably
when
being
does it?
strong.
So that's what I'm thinking that there's also something else going on with that specifically.
He's probably being strong armed into it and being.
The fact that Kronos is even in the moral plane in a physical aspect, that's what is the most surprising to me. Because
Any of the rest of
technically,
you think that it's Hades, the cloak?
I was
No,
thinking
it's too
either
easy.
Hades or
Oh,
Thanatos.
Too easy.
we have people.
Hello.
I return.
Hello.
All right.
And you see Jessara kind of sit and meditate for a minute before coming back just abruptly. I've made my decision. And reach out and knock on the tent pole.
Oh shit. Here we go. Oh, mind telling us another plan, or are we gonna wing it?
As you knock on the tent pole, It takes a moment, but Kronos and Ares will come back in. We'll sit down and they'll motion you to sit down as well.
Jessara will sit, suddenly looking much more confident with herself. Back to the regal and confident negotiator that was being shown earlier. Lord Kronos.
Yes.
We've deliberated it amongst ourselves. And we think that you have a tempting offer. Truly a tempting offer. Our memories are quite valuable. And the boon you offer is immeasurable.
He nods.
Does he offer his hand again?
He will offer his hand again.
Also, I swear to you, Odin.
What was that?
I smirk and I say, I swear to you, Odin. I swear.
It's an eyebrow.
Lord Kronos? And go from regal negotiator to almost pulling a page out of Lerke's book and just give him the wide smirk. No deal.
Oh, mother.
Swear in the name, thou seek the wisdom.
Oh boy, here we go.
And just give him a look dead in the eye and just almost daring him to do something.
You see him smile, and he'll retract his hand, and he'll pick up his sword and put it back on his back. Shame.
Shame.
See him reach up a hand, and you hear a very just deafening snap. It almost sounds like thunder just cracked inside of your own head. But instead of any pain, all of a sudden there is a weird just rush of magical energy. There is what feels like the earth suddenly wrapping you, up in a bundle of trees. There's what feels like fire erupting under your feet. You hear what sounds like the screeching of ravens along with a just loud and blaring war horn that just echoes, and you hear what sounds like battle cries, and as you open your eyes, you were behind the knights.
Before we disappear. What was that?
Nothing, go ahead.
Before we disappear, just kind of look up at him. Oh, by the way, we haven't come to a deal yet. And deal 1 point of slashing damage to her middle finger.
Jessara, in that split moment, you feel a sword in your hand, and then as you disappear to the other side of the border, back in the kingdom of Lariton, the sword disappears.
Excuse me as I banish Lord Kronos, Titan of Time, to the River Styx.
Yes! Even more than I'd hoped for.
And as you come to, you see Levian and the knights kind of turn, and you were standing behind them. and you hear from the distance just war horns start blaring.
Are we in time for the party?
What the fuck just happened?
Well,
Havoc.
Hey, Rodolfo.
And
Yes?
let loose the dogs of war.
On your necklace, outside of your clothes, there is your holy symbol. With no cracks. With nothing. It is as shiny as the first day you got it. And it is radiating with energy.
Like, I'm still, like, got my hand on the ground. I was like, I hold on to my holy symbol. It's like, yes, I got it back. Thank you,
Corvo.
goddess.
Yeah.
The holy symbol of Ares that you have is filled as well. As you kind of reach up and touch it, there is a sense of just unamounting pride. Like, you just watched your sibling just get the fuck out of trouble kind of vibe. And you were just proud that they learned something. Kind of that kind of pride.
Interesting. All right.
What? And you see Levian kind of tilt his head. What the fuck happened?
ah,
We may have just accidentally declared war on the Titan of Time.
yeah.
Wonderful.
It's always fun.
Alright. Definitely.
Meanwhile, Jessara's smirk still hasn't faded in least.
And we did that without getting a scratch.
Well, I have a cut on my middle finger here. And notices that she's still holding it up, flipping the bird towards the camp.
Oh, mostly unscathed.
Oops. Did I do that?
Without a drop of alcohol.
I'm just sitting in the dirt laughing.
Look,
Pulling a biscuit out of my pocket to chew.
Lurka, I hope you're happy. I pulled a page out of your book.
Jessara, I've never been more proud to call you my kin. I could kiss you, beautiful woman. I blow her a kiss.
And completely out of character, I hope that was as satisfying for y'all as it was for me.
Yeah.
Just cutting the middle finger to flip him off.
You had me worried.
Hey, Corvo.
Yeah.
You feel what feels like a dagger in your shoulder, and you see your horse standing behind you, looking very menacingly at you.
I missed you. I would have rather had to deal with you than all these idiots.
The horse makes a very convincing sound of "it missed you too," and it stabs you again. And
That's true love.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. So, are we sure that he's been, disposed of for the time being?
Until it regenerates in Tartarus.
It's gonna be a while.
Could be.
Now, is Ares still there, or is he kind of fucked off too?
You're not sure.
Upside.
Well, he didn't seem to care
kinda
about
neutral.
me. He didn't seem to give as much of a shit about me as I thought he was going to, so I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, he made it pretty clear.
Here,
Buckles.
you hear in your head, I mean, I could give a shit about you if you really want me to. You might just not like the outcome of that.
So what about that other person? Is there where that person went?
You're not sure?
Yeah, the death and cloaked one.
You're not sure.
Oh, let's
So besides sending that fucker back to Tartarus, how did you manage to get us out of there?
It wasn't me.
All right then, works for me.
The Wanderer
Right.
has his ways.
let's
However, we have some divine backing of our own.
He might be a powerful leader, but he's not the only one. And again, he wanted to betray our kin. Well, our kin want to say something back to him.
What did he want you to do? As Levian pipes up because he is still there.
He wanted us to tell him who you worshipped.
To betray you and tell him who you worship and who your sons worshipped. As you can tell, we didn't like that deal. At all.
Going to give us our memories back.
Big offer.
He was also going to give us a ring that would allow us to rewind time twice.
But he was bullshitting a lot of the time. So, nah. So, now that we're here, do we fight or do we just let him be?
Heard horns, I say we fight.
I say we fight too.
Luck seems to be on
I
our side
say
today.
we fight.
What? Jessara, you said something too.
I say we fight.
That is
Cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war.
As you say that, you hear what sounds like war horns getting closer and coming up the horizon, and now in your view of the valley, you see the camp that you were in coming towards you. And as you see what looks like archers on horseback kind of push forward and draw bows, the screen fades black. And we will continue next week.
Oh, you tease. Boy. Look at that, Corvo. You're gonna get a chance to fight.
Yeah, finally. Woo! As long as somebody doesn't knock the guy unconscious that I'm about to beat the fucking ever living shit out of.
That
Here's
happened
what-
once.
Watch where you put those fireballs.
Yeah. Corvo, I do hope you're having fun, though.
No, it's cool, I'm cool. Bring your green hat, let's go. Come on, everybody, we're going!